it says we're live, so we're going to assume that it's not lying to us. Good morning, world.
Good morning, everybody.
Hello. How's everybody doing?
What a crazy morning this has been already, hasn't it? Here, cheers.
Yes.
Congratulations. You are amazing when it comes to technology. I sit here and just kind of like zone out, and she's like completely taking care of all of it. So, oops, make sure I get my volume down.
I mean, what can you do? You got to go with the flow, right? Good morning, Wendy. You found us. Yay. Share.
Absolutely.
And hello to everybody that's coming in.
There's our Wendy.
Hi, Wendy, darling.
Luann is here. Good morning,
Hi, Luann. Good morning to everyone that's finding us.
Right.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, happy Sunday. Good morning, Carol. Good morning.
Hi, Carol. I'm not seeing all the people yet, but good morning to everyone that's coming on. Yeah, I'll turn mine on.
Yeah, I've got a reflection here. Oh, Wendy, this is good. You guys are going to love this starting out in the morning. Wendy was making her coconut latte coffee, and she realized she'd put a tea bag in there too. So she's having coconut latte coffee tea.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. Yes, here we are, Deirdre.
Here we
you
are.
Found
all
us.
right.
Yay.
Hell, the gang's all here.
Yeah.
Carol Allen, good morning, honey.
Oh, it's so good to see everybody this morning.
Yeah, the internet's been a little wonky, so Restream had to follow suit. It was just like giving me a hard time this morning, but you know what? I persisted.
Yes.
And that's the key to doing anything. It's like you don't give up at that first little glitch. Yeah. You say, okay,
keep going.
We'll try this again.
Good morning, Robert. It's wonderful to see you this morning.
Yay.
And kids, we apologize in advance. The dogs are probably going to bark later because Sam and his buddy Eddie are going out fishing today. Well, when they go out to the boat, the dogs go crazy. So, it's going to be just another one of those Sunday morning things. Mm-hmm. The airplanes are flying and landing behind us, and the bass boats are going crazy. It's an active day on the river.
That's okay. Maybe they'll wake me up. Sharon Boyle just arrived.
Good morning,
Hi,
Sharon.
We love you, honey. Here comes, I think, a plane, maybe?
Yeah, he should be coming into your view. There he goes. There he is. Yep.
It's so interesting to watch it because he's going that way, and it looked like he was going that way. Hi, Claire. You found us. Welcome. Good morning.
Good morning,
This was our lady that watched the Diane show, I think, last night. There was one show that she watched, and we all welcomed her and asked her to come
Rising
join
Up.
us. Rising Up with Jeryl and Robert Dosa. I have a black screen and cannot hear. It's just me. It's just you.
Yeah.
Oh, and Luann had a huge raccoon just walked by. I love raccoons.
And I just found out last night after the show, I came out and Teri told me that Claire is moving near Wendy into the neighborhood. Wendy, I'm so excited. And Claire, I'm so excited for you both just to have someone, a kindred spirit, be that close. I think it's amazing. Right. Oh my gosh.
Julie Kiss, good morning, honey. So,
good morning, Diane.
I want to do something this morning. How many people do we have on?
We have 11. 11! Okay. I love that. We have 11.
All right. So I want to read something that our darling Wendy wrote for us. It's called Lights by the River.
Yes.
And she didn't know I was going to do this. So, Wendy, darling, we love you.
Oh, we love you so much.
Such beauty in your hearts so rare. Light so bright, it brought me there. To a place by the river I would watch, listen and laugh, definitely laugh, but could not touch. Anxiety and fear were cast aside, replaced with love, no need to hide. Our collective lights shine now for all to see. We are family.
Yes, Wendy, thank you. I got bumps and my hair standing on end from head to toe. Oh, you are such a sweetheart. I love you so much.
And we are family, Wendy.
Yes,
I just love you.
And good morning, Christine. And speaking of family, I want to thank each and every one of you that showed up for my ordination yesterday and supported me. And the words, I am still riding high on the wave of love that I was shown yesterday. You know, oftentimes as light workers and energy workers and that, we question our worth. We think, oh my gosh, I'm not affecting anyone. I don't have any impact. Why am I doing this? And I came out of yesterday so rededicated and revitalized and recharged and really, really ready to continue to focus on this work, on this spiritual work, and on how may I serve? How may I make a difference in the world? And it was just because of all of your love and support. And Teri, she emceed it, and she's been helping me so much behind the scenes. But I just want to tell you how much I love you. The amount of love I have in my heart for everyone is just unmeasurable. It just couldn't be quantified right now. So I feel like the most blessed person on the planet. And I am.
Yeah.
And I believe that. And thank you so much.
Oh, good, Robert. It was his phone, so he can see and hear us perfectly.
Good.
Awesome. Awesome. So how's everybody doing today?
Yeah.
I had a groggy start. I had a message from a friend late last night that her husband had been taken to the ER, and they were pretty sure there was something going on with his heart because his whole arm went numb. And she's already stressed because you all know, Sherry Myers, she's already stressed with her mom being in hospice, and she's not there with her husband. So let's really keep her lifted up all day today. Yeah. She sent a message earlier and said there was no heart damage. So he got there in time, and that's such a good thing to get the help immediately when something's going on, especially with your heart. And she's just so near and dear to me, and she loves our little group. She's in our group. She's one of our river people, our river family. Yeah. Yes, Carol, she said that he's at the hospital, in the hospital, and he's resting well, and that there was no damage. So hopefully he'll be able to get out soon. Yeah, and then I kept getting prayer requests. I was up, so people kept coming in with stuff that was going on. And then I had a late night phone call. It was just insane last night, and I didn't get to bed till late. And then the gators decided to play right outside the window. They were just out there splashing around and having a good old time. I wanted to go out and send them away. Like, can you all go somewhere else and play?
Yeah, really. And good morning, Sherry Seymour. And good morning, Julie Kiss. How is everybody this morning? You know, it's Sunday morning, and it's just a beautiful day here on the river. It really is. It's gorgeous. And hi, Rick. It's good to see you this morning.
And Robert said it's a great day. It's nice and sunny there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good,
you got a hand pan. Oh, my God, I love the hand pan. One of my favorite instruments. I love it. I have a friend. I recorded a friend of mine playing it. And it's so beautiful.
Oh, wonder. Sharon said she stayed up late forgetting about my new early night schedule, but watched a great movie on Netflix, Mirage, another space-time continuum one. The Time Trap is outstanding, though. I highly recommend it. It's number one.
We're going to try that one
at the moment. Yeah. Okay.
We'll try that one first.
Okay. So it's sunny and warm.
Sunny and warm.
Where Sharon is as well.
Yeah.
Good.
Awesome.
Good. Enjoy that. And are you going out today to take some video of your stream? That would be really nice if you could do that.
And Deirdre's sunny there too.
Good. Because you guys had a really nasty couple of days up there.
Oh my gosh, the snow and the cold. It's just insane.
It's been crazy.
Sunny's out today, 38 degrees. Oh, I'm glad you got a heat wave.
A heat wave. Oh my gosh. And Catherine Kovacs is with us. Good morning, Catherine.
Hi, Catherine.
Yeah, it's so good to see you.
Yes, Claire, we are so happy you're here. Thank you for
Yeah.
finding us.
Oh, Claire, it's exciting to have a new family member.
It is.
It's like we just got approved for adoption or something,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah, when you come here, you are not alone. Trust me. You'll be getting the shout outs and the good mornings and all that good stuff. So we're so glad you're here.
Absolutely.
And hi, Catherine.
Oh, wow. Okay. So do we have a question of the day or?
Well, I forgot to bring the card over, but I do
okay.
know what that question is.
Okay.
And think of this not in terms of what's going on right now, because this is very abnormal what we're going through.
Yes.
But the question is, what if everything was just as it is supposed to be? How would I feel about that? So think about your life outside of this bubble that we're all in isolation and separation. We'll give the plane a moment. But what if everything was just as it's supposed to be? You know, we always look at our life and we look at things that we see external and we want to fix stuff. What if it was just perfect, just the way it is?
Yeah.
What a beautiful thought that is, right?
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear your all's comments, and if you could look at your life and look at your world outside of this, let's just realize this is just one of those times that's not something we go through normally. Mm-hmm. But what if it was? Yeah. It would be perfect, right, Wendy, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
Good morning, Hunter. Hunter's
Hi,
here.
Hunter. Yay.
Yes, good morning, sweetheart.
Yay. And Alicia Melendez, thank you for joining us. Hello.
Good morning, Alicia.
And Abdulaziz, hello and welcome. Yeah, you know, there's many times that I actually have thought of that, and then I saw the question in the deck, and I thought, yeah, this is what the angels have been saying. This is what God wants us to see, is the perfection in everything. Yeah. Not to see something as wrong or right or good or bad or broken and needing to be fixed. We are exactly the way it's supposed to be. And I love that thought. That thought to me gives comfort, it gives hope, it gives peace.
And I love that question actually for now as well, Teri, because you know, when we look at what's going on in the world, it's confusing. Mm-hmm. And yet all of us as light workers and empaths, and even people who aren't light workers, the general population has been saying for at least a decade, we can't keep going the way we're going. We just can't keep going the way we're going. No, something's got to give. Something's got to change. Well, guess what? We all asked for this. Now, we didn't know how it was going to look, and no one could have envisioned the world shutting down, basically. But the truth is, this is perfect. It is uncomfortable as it is. And I think our greatest growth comes out of our greatest challenges and the most painful places that we have to go through. So I see this as perfect. And I think that and maybe it's just me being Pollyanna, but it's helping me get through it, to know that we have to go through this to get to wherever we're going. Yeah. And there is a peace and a calm and a comfort in that for me, a soothing in me.
And just seeing this in its perfection is huge. Yeah. And it just goes to show that anything that's going on, that's like minute. We thought it was huge in our lives, right? If there was something happening. But look, we're surviving this. We're thriving. We're even okay and really good in this. So, Robert Dosa, in his opinion, everything is just as it's supposed to be in any moment.
Right.
And
Claire Louise says, I believe in these tragic times we are being given this opportunity to take a break from the outside world and to turn inwards to do the work that needs to be done on ourselves. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Define, Deirdre asked, define supposed to be in after times. Are we talking about after times? I think maybe just in general.
In general,
I mean, just
I said
across the board.
What I prefaced it with is, okay, we're all seeing this as something huge that's happened to all of us, or happened for all of us. But if you were not in all of this global shutdown, can you look at something as being the way it's supposed to be? Can you look at people being the way they're supposed to be?
Oh, yeah.
They came here for a reason. They came here for either a lesson or to be a blessing, a teacher, whatever. Can you look at their perfection instead of seeing them as this or that, and with the criticism and the judgment or comparison?
Yeah.
You know, we do that so much, don't we? And I want to read something because we're talking a lot about what's going on now and coming out of that. This is by Brene Brown. Anybody know who Brene Brown is?
Oh,
Raise your hand if you do. Raising your hand is hitting the like button. Like if you know who Brene Brown is, because Brene Brown comes out with the most profound stuff that when you read it, it takes you to that very high spiritual realm. So she says, we will not go back to normal. Normal never was. Our pre-corona existence was not normal, other than we normalized greed, inequality, exhaustion, depletion, extraction, disconnection, confusion, rage, hoarding, hate, and lack. We should not long to return, my friends. We're being given the opportunity to stitch a new garment, one that fits all of humanity and nature. Yeah. Now, if you don't know who Brene Brown is, go look this person up.
She's amazing. She's really amazing.
A friend of mine sent me that last night, or actually this morning, 2:00 in the morning. Thank you.
And you're probably up.
Actually, no, I was asleep with that one, except a restless sleep because, like I said, the Gators played all night. But what do you all think about that? We're not going, and we've been saying that, we're not going back to any semblance of life as it was.
I love it.
And we don't really want to, do we? We don't want to go into that greed, and I'm thinking especially the hatred, the gangs, and all of the racism and comparison and competition with each other. I don't want to go back to that world.
We need a kinder world. Luann says, all is as it needs to be in the moment. Diane says, yes, so perfectly true. Carol says, it is perfect for now. I definitely needed this time to explore me, confront what I need to change. And Deirdre says everything is as it's supposed to be. And Sharon saw that post, one of the posts also.
The one I just read? Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know for sure. And Robert says, so true. Everyone has his or her own, life path in life. If we could only put ourselves in their shoes and walk for 1 mile, we would stop judging others. Absolutely. Claire Louise says, I'm going to look her up straight after this. Oh, okay. That's to the other
Brene,
comment.
and it's got a little mark above one of the E's.
Yeah.
Don't ask me the name of that mark because my brain's not functioning fully.
It's Brene Brown.
Yeah, I just put it up on the screen.
Oh, you did? Okay. Yeah. I didn't see that. Sorry. Diane says, I really believe that when we stop judging with a negative filter and look through the love filter, our physical world follows with us. I would agree with that, Diane. Yeah. What is that saying you always say, Wayne Dyer says? I know.
He says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
Yes.
Now, those things don't change, do they? They stay the same. If I'm looking at a mountain and I say, it's ugly. Or I can look at that mountain and say, oh my God, how beautiful is that? against that landscape.
Yeah.
It changes because we changed, not because that
Right.
mountain changed. It didn't
Right.
move
It
at all.
didn't
It just
move.
sat
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But our perspective of that thing that we're looking at changes.
Absolutely.
When we can look at the beauty of it. We can look at the beauty in anything, any person. We can see them in a different way. And all of a sudden, it's like totally different than when we looked at them with criticism, when we said, oh, I don't like her hair. Oh, I don't like this about that person. They're too loud. They're too this. They're too that. And, or they're better than me. They're more whatever than me. But when we look at them with, oh, they're exactly like they're supposed to be. They're here playing their role in this thing called life. And, you know, I'm just going to accept them for who they are, for what they are. Maybe they are a little loud for my taste, but that's okay. You know, they're doing what they came here to do. And look at things that way, everything changes. And it changes for the better when you can look at it with love, and you can look at it without the, like, I think it was Sharon that said it, without the negativity and the comparison, and especially the competition. Boy, did we get into a competitive people, didn't we?
Yeah.
We started seeing, oh, this person's doing life coaching. They're going to take my clients. You know, this person's doing energy healing and everybody loves them. They're going to go there. That's competition. That's comparison. And we live in a world, we really do live in a world that's abundant. And there's more than enough for all of us. Now, right now, we're not seeing that big picture. We're seeing that, hey, I've been out of work for over a month now, and, you know, things are a little tight. But we really live in that world where we have access to what we need, and we're always supported and taken care of. And I was reminded of that last night, you know, when I was talking to a friend that called. And it's like, yeah, we really are taken care of. And if one person's in need, the family steps up. Those that are close by, Jeryl has stepped up for me. You know, so losing that lack mentality, that I think is what's going to make a difference. If we can all see ourselves and see each other as abundant. And I don't mean rich. I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about the resources we have, the people in our lives, the opportunities in our lives.
It is sharing our resources with each other. We don't have a lot, but if we all just share what we have, then we all have, you know, it's, so Deirdre, we got so many comments.
I can see the scrolling, but I just had to say that.
I'm so glad you did, because we need to hear this. And this is the whole thing. You know, there is a veritable well of information here, and between us and you guys, we're gonna make it through this with flying colors. Deirdre says, I'm loving this new energy, and this is what we signed up for. Absolutely.
Agree.
And Wendy loves the isolation. Me too. This is good. Diane says, remember the line, save the cheerleader, save the world. How about change your filter, change your world? I love that. Yeah. That is awesome.
Yep, that perspective.
And
it really does change the world.
Oh, it does. It does. And Sharon says, for all of us who are awakening, our attitudes and beliefs haven't changed. Personally, I feel that way. It is those who haven't that we hope and will be influenced by this situation and make changes for the betterment of humanity and the planet. You know, we're role models. We're way showers. And that's why we came here, because, you know, in the chaos and in the insanity of what's going on in those energies, those of us who have been espousing spiritual principles and different things all this time. Teri and I both been on this journey for about 3.5 decades now. And at one point, and up until just recently, a lot of people just thought I was the batshit crazy lady down on the end of the road. Okay. And my family, you know, this is crazy Aunt Jeryl. And this has been my moniker for a long time. And what now people are going is, well, maybe she's not so crazy. You know, she's dealing with this way differently than I'm dealing with it. And she seems to be doing a whole lot better than I am. What is it that she believes that's different than what I believe that is helping her get through it in this way? And I've had people make that comment to me given especially where I came from with my addictions and that, what are you doing differently? And this is what we're showing people.
Mm-hmm.
We're showing people not by what we're saying, but by what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And actions speak louder than words, and it gets people's attention. And we're not the out there kind of woo-woo kind of folks anymore. We are the way showers. We are the light workers. We're the ones who are stable and holding the light right now. So it's
the lighthouses.
We are the lighthouses.
And thank you, Claire Louise. I am so glad you found us and that we found you, or however that happened. She says one of the most wonderful things that is emerging from this crisis is the sense of community and the kindness of so many people are showing others. This love and compassion was so desperately needed. Claire, that's how this community came to be, and this is a community, one of many, I'm sure, that's happening all over the world right now, because that's what we were looking for. That's what we were crying out for, is a sense of belonging somewhere, a sense of, I'm not going through this alone. And trust me, none of you that are here are going through this alone.
No.
We're all
in this
with
together.
You. Our love goes out to all of you. And Claire, you're in for a treat at the end of the show. One thing we do here is lift each other up every morning. We want you to start out feeling loved. Yeah. So we lift up each other. We lift up anybody that you're concerned about, any prayer requests that you want to put into our little circle to lift up. And then we do that. We do a short meditation and prayer at the end, and we give a love fest at the end. So you're going to love this.
Yes,
you're going to love it when it happens. And Sally and Tony showed up. Good morning, ladies.
Sally and Tony. And we have a new viewer, Isabel Reese.
Isabel Reese.
Good morning, Isabel. Welcome. And I'm so glad you joined us. This is wonderful. Okay. Brenda Riley says, I'm told from my team daily, everything will always be okay. Yes. Oh, Isabel, I love that.
Yes, me too.
Absolutely. It is light processing.
Time to change.
Yes, it does.
Because about light, from what scientists, the light that's here right now, it didn't just happen. It took a long time for light to reach our planet. So we think, okay, we go to bed at night, we get up, and all of a sudden there's light. That light takes a long time to reach us from where it's coming from the sun. So it does take time to process. It takes time to see the light.
Yes. And
we've been preparing for such a time as this. We really have. We've been preparing ourselves. We've been clearing out the dark, clearing out the gunk that's inside of us so that our light can shine. And it took time to do that.
Isabel does belong here with us. And Isabel, we are the Angelic Reiki family. She posted, Wayne Dyer, change your thoughts, change your life. Yes, and Teri was talking about that earlier today. Yeah. That's one of her favorite things.
I love Wayne Dyer. I love all of his quotes and how he really helped us to look at shifting our thoughts, shifting the thoughts, because thoughts become things. When we think, we're creating. So whatever that thought is, and especially if you're saying I am. Yeah. When you say I am, that's the most powerful 2 words you can say. First of all, it's one of the names of God. Okay, when you say I am, that's God energy, God source energy. But what you put after those 2 words is the most important thing you can speak. Yes. If I say I am so sad, then guess what? I'm telling myself that. And I'm telling the world that. Yeah. If I say I am an idiot, that's what I'm putting out. That's my story that I'm becoming. But if I say, I am so loved, I am love, I am amazing, I am powerful, we become that because we're creating that. And we're teaching others how to treat us when we speak words like that. When we speak the words of I'm an idiot, okay, people will look at you like you're an idiot. Yeah. So be very, very careful with the words you use. That's what's coming out of your mouth. But what about what's coming out of here? What are we telling ourselves inside? Right. Are we saying those words to us inside? I saw something recently. What if I was speaking to others the same way to myself, especially internally, when I say those kind of criticizing things myself. Would you ever say that to somebody that maybe you look up to? Somebody that you see as a mentor or a teacher in your life? Would you say you're an idiot? Well, some of you might, but it's really important to pay attention to our stories that we're telling, because it does define us, how we speak, the words we speak, and how we react, how we act in life. I can't remember who I was watching yesterday, and she said, your reaction is your action.
Ooh,
Think about that. Your reaction is your action. So when you're reacting to something out of fear or out of anger, that is your action. Yeah. So think about that. That's powerful.
Good morning, Billy. Billy's
it's
here.
My sister in the house.
Yes,
hi, Billy. I was thinking about calling you yesterday. I love you so much.
And Julie Kiss says she's never felt so light, and she wants to thank. I want to thank all of you for all you're doing. And that's just it. We're all here supporting each other and lifting each other up, and I love it because we're all reading the comments and we're all able to see it. It's like we're actually having a conversation with you.
Yeah. Can we say hello to Carol Abrams? She's on Periscope.
Good morning,
and she's
Carol.
in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh,
Carol,
we're a neighbor.
We're in Central Florida right now, north of Orlando.
North Central Florida.
Yeah, by St. Augustine. But I'm in Fort Lauderdale, and I love St. Petersburg. And I'm so glad you found us on Periscope. And I hope that you will follow along. We're on every morning, so you can come in and join in the conversation with us.
And Isabel says, absolutely, it is a light processing, and it takes time to change. One of the things that we've been saying lately is acknowledge those spaces in yourself, because one of the things that I think the new thought movement, spiritual light workers, kind of a trap we got into is that we see the bigger picture. And we do. We see 3D, 4D, 5D, and we're all ascending to that 5D experience. Right. And so we think, well, our minds go, oh, well, this is an illusion. This isn't real. And I should be above that. Well, here's the thing. We came here as souls to have this 3D emotional experience and to help the planet ascend up into the 5D experience. We can't do that unless we acknowledge our very real 3D patterns and little dark nooks and crannies and that. And a lot of us have been doing this work for decades. But this time is bringing that stuff up and out. So go easy on yourself, be gentle with yourself, and just know that again, there is perfection in our imperfection, and that's all that we're meant to do here, and to keep moving forward and to acknowledge, release, and however that happens for you, however you need to do that. So it is a process that we're in.
It does take time. So that's why we say be gentle. And when the angels first gave me that message that everything was perfectly imperfect, I thought, okay, I'm not hearing you, angels. This is somebody else saying those words, because how can it be perfect? And they really brought me to an understanding of that everything, not just one thing, but everything is perfectly imperfect. And when we see that perfection in it, then we don't see the imperfection anymore, or what we consider imperfection. There is no imperfection. And that's what they were teaching me. There is no imperfection, Teri. It's all the way it's supposed to be. And that was our question of the day. What if everything was the way it's supposed to be? Yeah. And I love it. I love the discussion that we have had today too. And Billy says she wishes she could really have coffee with us.
I know,
me too, Billy. And there's a day coming, girlfriend, when we will be doing that. You're going to meet this wonderful woman.
I know. I can't wait to meet you. And I want to share what Robert said also. There's so many good comments, you guys. I could be here for days because you guys are amazing what you're saying. But Robert says, so true. we have to be very careful about the wording we use, even with jokes, as every word influences everything in our life. So true,
Not
Robert.
everybody
Thank
knows
you.
you're joking.
Right.
So
the universe
you could,
doesn't know.
You know, you could be like
Use
at a
a
party, and this is, of course, not during coronavirus time, but you could be at a party and you could be joking with a friend and calling them something, or, you know, saying something derogatory, and that friend may know that you're a sarcastic person and that that's the way you are. But if somebody overheard that, wow, they wouldn't know that you were joking. They wouldn't know that this was the way you are.
Right.
So it is so important. And I'm not saying to not be happy and share jokes and share that kind of energy, but pay attention to what you're putting out there.
You know, every word, every thought, every feeling has a vibration, because everything is energy. And one of the things that I do on Day of Transformation is I talk about water, and I do the water blessing. I become the water lady. And it has been proven over and over and over again that water has memory. We're 70% to 85% water in our bodies. And when they would set a glass of water down on a word, if it was positive, these beautiful snowflake type images would come about. If it was put on a negative word, it would be distorted and ugly. So it's the vibration of the energy of the word. And so that's what we've got in our bodies. And if you really stop and think about it, disease, everything, we can lift ourselves up with our words, or we can take ourselves down. And our friend Jane Mountrose, she does this really great technique where she'll speak a whole bunch of negative words, and you feel into your body, and then she'll speak a bunch of positive words, and you just feel your body completely shift and change. And do that sometime. You know, think some negative, think some positive, and see how your body responds to it. It's amazing. So, you know, we ask, and hello, Melody.
Hi, Mel, and Jennifer Marie West. Hello, that's a new name, and I hope that you're finding us here, and that you'll find our little family. And then I want to go back to the discussion about words. But Jennifer says, I think you guys are awesome and amazing. I'm not sure if you know what telepathic is. Yes, we do. But she is, and trying to cut the cords with this person, because it's like being their telepathic stalker. And me being an empath, I can feel and hear everything. Yeah, that is definitely something that is very common with empaths. You feel their energy. You know what's going on inside. But we were carrying on a conversation about words just yesterday, and we react to words. We have these experiences, this experience called life. We all have things that happen to us in those experiences, and maybe for some of us, certain words brought on a meaning to us that it wouldn't be to anybody else. The meaning behind the words are unique to each of us. Like if somebody says chocolate, there are some people that are allergic to chocolate, so they may go, oh no, get that away from me. But me, I'm a chocoholic. Jeryl loves chocolate, so that would be a pleasant thing for us to hear and to think about. But I had a raging father who he put sailors to look like they were Boy Scouts. He was constantly, and my sister Billy's on here, she knows I'm telling the truth. Every word out of his mouth, or every other word, was a curse word. And it was just this verbal assault on young children. And I grew up then as an adult. I didn't take on, thank God, his sailor mouth. But people that would then go into that, using that language constantly, where I was bombarded with it, I would go back to that little girl who was being verbally assaulted with all of this negative energy and really angry energy. So there's certain words that are going to trigger us because of the experience we had with those words. And to somebody else, it may be very neutral. They may be, that word, that's okay. But to some people, it does trigger us, and it does take us to that place where we had the experience. And until we can clear that energy and really go in, and some of the the exercises that are used, like especially in NLP and anchoring and recentering and all of that, that does help to clear that out. And we can get to a place where we're not so affected emotionally by certain words that did trigger us. We can get beyond their triggers. And that's what we're all constantly working on is, okay, why am I feeling this way? Let me examine that. Let me release that and let it go. But just to be aware that the way we speak and the things we say to people, it may be something so innocuous and something that doesn't have a meaning to us, but it may have to them.
I want to say hi to Karen, and I also want to say hi to Marianne, but Sally just made a really good point, or a few minutes ago, Deirdre, that words can last a lifetime. Make sure the words you use are wise. And that's so true. We say things in the heat of the moment, and we hurt people sometimes. And I know everyone
not
here,
meaning
to at all, but our words can hurt. They can cut like, what's that song? Cuts like a knife, and it really does. So,
Oh my gosh. Isabel, our Isabel that's been commenting, and we're so glad you're here. She lives in Wellington, Florida.
Oh my gosh, she lives right by you. And our friend Linda Lemieux lives in Wellington.
Oh my gosh, I see a party happening.
Yeah, I see a gathering. I'm going to be taking her back down to Fort Lauderdale someday. We don't know when.
And Billy says, yes, our dad was one of a kind. Wasn't he though? Yes. Oh my God. I love that man so much. He had the most beautiful humor. I mean, you talk about it. You could laugh at that man all day long, and he never knew a stranger. He could talk to anybody. But oh my God, when he got into that one thing after another coming up for him, it was just like spewing out of his mouth, and you just wanted to run and hide.
I want to read, if it's okay, this comment by Marianne O'Hare, because this is love in action. She says she woke up in the pre-dawn hours and panic quickly seeped in, and a voice came to her and said, shift that feeling to love right now. Just love. And quickly, the love emotion overrode the panic, the anxiety. I was able to fall quickly back to sleep. The alchemy of words is powerful. I experienced that power in the middle of the night, and today has dawned on a positive note. Thank you, Marianne. That's exactly what we're saying here. Our words really impact our emotions. And so by focusing on the love, there's two ways we can go, fear or love. And when we go love, it transcends everything else. So
exactly. And I love the conversations you all are having with each other too. I'm just reading some of them. But
I know, this is amazing.
This is an amazing conversation. And we'd said yesterday we want to really bring up some of this. And Diane, where did your comment go about our triggers are things that bring up wounds for healing? Absolutely, they do.
They do.
And I'm conscious of the time. So if you all would start typing in your prayer requests, anything that's on your heart, it may be you. Maybe there's something that you need us to hold you up for today. And we will do a little meditation prayer in just a few minutes. And I want to share also that at 10 o'clock today, Enlightened World will be doing a silent meditation. We do this every Sunday at 10. We veered last week because it was, or 1 week because it was Easter. Time is like not even here anymore. But anyway, 10 o'clock on Sundays is our normal time for silent meditation. And it is powerful. Please, if you can, join us for that.
And you also have your 11 o'clock.
We have an 11 o'clock.
Diane, if you're listening, so they're on at 10 and 11. So Diane has come to the playground. So when I know you talked about last night, maybe doing it at 9 o'clock, shaking it up a bit. So if you could post in here, and we'll make sure everybody knows when you're going to be on today.
Okay, we've got some prayer requests coming in. Prayers for Wendy's coworker Julie Bean. She has had a virus that affected her heart with fluid around it, and also Daisy Wallace.
Okay, Daisy Wallace. And we also had Judith Tracy. She's on the front lines. And there was one way back, somebody's daughter.
Yeah, and Sharon Boyle for her mom, who was feeling really sick with headaches yesterday.
And Luann, I can't remember it, Luann. Luann asked, what was the name of that movie that was mentioned earlier in the broadcast? Sharon, you mentioned the movie Mirage. Mirage? No, I don't know, but would you maybe put that
Sharon
in again,
can,
Sharon?
Respond to her. Yeah. And yeah, there was another one that I saw for someone.
Yeah.
So, but we don't have to know. We lift up all of them.
Yes.
So the Time Trap and Mirage. Thank you, Sharon.
Time Trap. And
Claire
also,
Knock, Christine's daughter.
Here's another one. Karen Allen says, continued prayers for Sawyer Regenbach, 8 years old, battling lymphoma and pneumonia. Yeah, she put that prayer request in yesterday or the day before. Again, I apologize. Time is just kind of fluidly melding together. It's like this day, that day, whatever day it is.
Whatever day it is. And two of my friends, Camille DeSalm, I bring her up every day. She was feeling a little less pain yesterday, so thank you. Let's keep lifting her up for prayer. She had one drainage tube out. She had some fibrotic tissue removed from her lung, so she had 2 drainage tubes in, and I know how painful those are. So, so let's keep lifting her up. And another friend that I found out just recently tested positive for coronavirus. And she's having a lot of symptoms right now. And she lives with someone who right now has not tested positive, but he's very helpful. He goes out, gets groceries, and they have friends who are helping them as well. But her name is Yvonne. If we can keep Yvonne lifted up, I would really appreciate that as well.
And Sally De La Rosa is asking to be lifted up, both her and Tony, for calmness. And who was the I just went out of my head. Oh my gosh.
Sherry Seymour's daughter, Michelle Beale, and daughter, Patricia. And Mary Myers' husband, Dan Myers, is in the hospital. We've been lifting up her mother, Sylvia. Sylvia is up in New Hampshire in hospice, and Sherry is unable to see her with the quarantine right now. And then last night, Sherry contacted me late last night that Dan, her husband, had his whole arm went numb, and he asked to go to the ER, and he was admitted. And she said this morning that he's stable and there's no heart damage. The tests are showing no heart damage, but we need to keep lifting him up. She's not able to be there with him through all of this. And let's lift our dear Sherry up. Let's really send love to that woman. She does so much for so many. Sherry is... she is a collector. She collects people and brings us all together. And I've met some absolutely amazing people through her. So she's part of our Angelic River family. Good. Let's really send her love today and lift her up.
Christine O'Rourke, that's who it was. It was her daughter, Claire Knock. And hands up for, that's why I was putting my hand up earlier, for if 9 o'clock works for people, for Diane Allison Beiersdorfer. I had my hand up. Works for Follow You Anywhere.
And Jason, we see you on Periscope, but I don't think that Diane goes out to Periscope. This is on Facebook if you have Facebook.
And Tony asked also, Tony and Sally are dealing with some stuff that they've got going on, and they really need some extra strength to get through it. Tony and Sally are doing the same thing in the evenings. They're in Michigan, and they're putting themselves out there and really giving of themselves to everyone else. So please lift them up, keep them in, wrap them up in a blanket of love and give them a lot of strength, because they're dealing with some stuff.
And I love Sally's comment. She says, I see heaven and earth moving into one space. Maybe we are not supposed to be aware or focused on time. I'm with you there, Sally. Time, I mean, oh my God, we're all experiencing that right now. And I ask her constantly, what day is it?
She's like,
what day is this? And then I get up in the morning, and it's like before I know it, I'm going to bed at night. Time does not even exist anymore. It's a different energy that we're looking at. It's like it flipped. like before we were looking at time, space. Now we're looking at space, time.
Right.
We're like
right.
just totally in that spaciousness. And
Good morning, Susie.
I mean, we still have to have time because, we need to know when Diane's going to be on. We need to know when this show is going to be on so we don't miss it.
Right.
So we still have that linear time that's going on.
Yes.
But inside, this is where it has shifted and changed.
Right.
Inside, it's like, time? What's that? Days? What are days? They all just kind of run together.
Yeah, they do. That's what Sally says. And speaking of time.
Together. Yeah, I know. It's time for us to...
Also, Diane is going to be on at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I see that.
So I wanted everybody to know. Thank you, Diane. I'll be at the playground.
So then right after Diane, let's just go into that mellow, silent meditation where we play some meditative music that you'll be listening to. Dr. Ruth Anderson, who's the founder of Enlightened World, Deb Goldberg, one of the other organizers, and myself sit together and we bring up whatever needs to come up, and we share that with you at the end. Whatever message the angels bring through, that's what we share with you at the end of that show.
And Sharon, I want to say this one out loud. Sharon Boyle, prayers for her sister who is an NHS manager and her brother who manages a restaurant and is currently volunteering cooking for the NHS. I get goosebumps on that. I'm telling you, my God bumps are standing at attention, and do thank them for us, because all of the people, I know Isabel said too, the people in the nursing homes, the people in the hospitals, the people who are the healthcare workers, and I want to add the truck drivers, everyone who is out there that is not able to be isolated, that is not able to be in the safe zone that like we're in. Thank you. God, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for what you're doing for us all. So
absolutely,
we want to lift them all up. And so,
good morning, Joanne. You're here just in time for the prayer time and meditation. And for anybody that's new, we're not a religion. We're not a cult. We're not anything other than very spiritual people who found each other, and we heal each other with our love. And that's what we are, and that's what we will continue to be. And when I lead this prayer, we take all of our burdens to God. I call the Creator God. You may call it something totally separate, and that's okay because it's all one energy. We're all in this together. There's no separation. Right. So, as humans, we use words. We've talked about words, and that word means to you, your higher power, the Creator. Right. It doesn't matter what you call that Creator. It's all that same energy, and that's what I think of when I say the word God. So let's start doing this now. I know there's more comments coming in.
I just want to make one more announcement.
Well, if Diane's going on at 9,
right?
We'll have
I know.
One more announcement.
I know. But this is Sally and Tony have moved their coffee time to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So that way it didn't conflict. We were doing sunsets and everything else. And I just wanted to announce that 8 p.m. for Sally and Tony. And now I'm going to be quiet and let you do your thing. And I apologize.
It's almost 8:30 already.
I know. Yeah. Okay.
So y'all can continue to type in your requests if you haven't yet. Mm-hmm. The important thing is that you hold that request in your heart.
Yes.
That's where it's important, because we may not see it, but you all know what it is. You know what you need right now, today, and that's where I want the focus to go right now. Focus on what it is that's in your life that needs to be brought up to our family, so that we can together lift it up to God for answers and for blessings. Right. So the way we do this, hand on heart, because wherever you're touching on your body, that's where your focus goes. So we want to be very heart-centered in doing this. And I'm going to take my glasses off because I always cry. I'm a crier. That's just emotional release. So big breath in. Fill up your lungs like you would fill up a balloon. Let them be totally full of that energy, that oxygen. And then when you release it out, feel your body start to relax. Maybe your shoulders are starting to drop. Your body is starting to go into a very relaxed state as your energy inside of you lifts. Another deep breath in, and this time add in some gratitude. Let's really give gratitude this morning for this time we've spent together, for this beautiful community that has been built, for the love we all share with each other. Give gratitude for any of the sunsets you might have watched, any of the people that are there with you that you're grateful for. Hold all of that gratitude energy inside. And when you breathe it out, let that energy go out from you so that you're adding to the vibration and frequency of the planet. And one more deep breath in. Let's open up our heart and our brain to communicate with each other, letting our brain know that we're in that gratitude state. Release it out. And keep breathing in. Breathe in the love. Keep breathing that in. As you pull into your heart center right now, all these prayer requests. And I'm going to call in our angels to surround us this morning and ask them to stay in our energy field all day long, to let us be aware of their presence. I'm calling in Archangel Raphael first, because there's many, many prayer requests right now that there's healing that's being brought up to be transmuted, to be seen in its perfection. So we ask Archangel Raphael to go to all these people that have been placed in our circle. Anyone that's struggling with their physical health right now, we ask Raphael to go to them and touch them at this moment. We're calling in Archangel Michael. Give us that protection we're all seeking. Let us feel into our sense of safety and security. Help us to know that we are so supported by the angels, by Spirit, by God. We are not alone. Reinforce that in each one of us. We are not alone. And let's call in Archangel Gabriel to help us fully understand all of this, to understand how the angels are working with us, to understand how important it is to not feel that you're separate, to not see yourself in anyone else as different. We look different, we speak different, but we're all the same. See other people in their perfection. And we thank you, Gabriel, for enlightening us to that, for helping us to look with the eyes of love and not the eyes of comparison. And our beautiful Archangel Jeryl, let's ask Jeryl to take us right now with our energy, to take us down our body, going from our heart center down to the solar plexus, to the sacral, to the root, and out the bottom of our feet into Mother Earth, to find that grounding, balancing energy that's there in Earth. See your energy spreading out throughout Earth. It's not staying in one place. You're letting that energy really spread out far and wide from you. You want a real strong hold on this Earth energy. Just take a moment to feel that. Let's feel into safety right now. You can say to yourself, I am safe.
I am safe.
This is a safe container for all of us to come to, for all of us to bring our love and to bring our burdens. And now breathe in that energy that came from Earth, that grounding, balancing energy. See it coming up your legs, up your torso, up your sacral chakra, your solar plexus, and grounding right there into your heart. See it anchor in there. It's not going anywhere. It's going to stay with you. You can breathe in and be aware of it all through the day. Anytime you feel a little shaky, anytime that you feel that your security is threatened, Go into that place in your heart where you put that beautiful earth anchoring energy. Ooh, that feels good. I feel like we all just stood tall like trees in that moment where we knew and were secure in who we are and what we're doing here in this place at this time, in this now moment. And now let's focus on all of those that have asked to be lifted up today. Whether you ask for yourself, you ask for others, you ask for our world and the people that are ministering in the world through whatever means, whether it's healthcare or our police force, our government. Let's hold all of those prayer requests in our hearts right now. Just observe. Observe what's there. Don't go into the emotions or the feeling. Just see it. Look at it for what it is. See if there's an energy around it. And then let's change the way we're looking at it. Let's see it all as the way it's supposed to be. Let's see it all in its perfection, the way God looks at it. It may take a bit for some of us to do that. It may be a stretch if there's someone that's very, very close to you and you see them hurting. You want to take that hurt. Instead, let's pour love into them. Let's give them what's in our heart, our love, our care, that beautiful centering and balancing energy that we pulled into our heart. Let's give them that. So each name that was lifted up, each person that put a name in the circle, let's lift them up as well. And let's say to them, you are safe. You are perfect, just the way you are. And as the angels surround each one of those people or our earth, they surround anything that's been put in there to be lifted up. Let's see that happening. Let's see the angels taking that out of our hearts right now. Feel it going from your heart center as you release that to the angels to take for you. Let them carry this energy today. Let them carry it directly to God's source energy. You may cry as you leave that energy behind. You may want to reach out and take it back so you can hold it close to your heart. It's okay to let go. It's okay to surrender. You don't have to carry this burden. You don't have to carry it alone. Just give it over to the angels. This burden is not mine to carry. The love is what's important. Love that person. Love that situation. See it as perfect and that it's being brought to God for that perfection to come out. For us all to see the perfection, whatever that looks like. And we're asking God to take whatever we brought and to shine the white light on it. Whatever change happens, whatever is needed in their life, to let us see that. Let us see it in that white light, being lifted up, being loved, being shifted in the energy of what it is. And let's give gratitude right now. So much gratitude that these prayers have been brought forward. Gratitude that they're seen and heard and acknowledged. Gratitude for the love that you're feeling in your heart right now. Feel the lightness as you turned over that burden today. Feel your body so alive with that love energy. Breathe right into it right now. Breathe into love. Focus only on love right now. Love yourself first. Let that love go all through you. Because in loving yourself, you're able to love others. You're able to bring somebody to the light, to the circle. You can say to yourself right now, I love you, and see how that feels. Can you say it? Can you say that inside of you? There may be pieces of you that say, I'm unworthy. I can't receive this love inside. You are worthy. You are enough. If you still have your hand on your heart center, feel that heartbeat. Put the other hand on your solar plexus. And let's say that again to ourselves. I love you. Really feel that. See how that sets in your solar plexus. I am worthy. I am enough to receive love. I am perfectly imperfect. Everything in me is perfect. And in my perfection, I can heal anything that comes up that doesn't feel perfect. Now breathe in again and breathe in that love and say again to yourself, I love you. Wow, I feel some heavy hearts with this. Come on, guys. Breathe it in there. Breathe. Focus on that breath that so heals you. The love heals you. And we heal ourselves. The way we heal ourselves is with love. Loving and accepting ourselves just as we are. So let's do that one more time. Breathing in. You can say it out loud. Say it to yourself. Ever what you want to do. It's okay. I love you.
I love you.
That. Release anything that's unlike love. Release that feeling of unworthiness. Release that feeling of not knowing what love is, not being able to define that word. It's unconditional acceptance. That is love. I just felt peace come over the collective right now that's gathered here. So let's go back into the heart, bringing in that love, bringing it up from within you, where you were able to center it inside of yourself, knowing that you love yourself. And let's start to share that in our little group that we have. Anyone who may be watching or hearing, anyone who will watch or act, let's start to send love to our circle, our family. You are family. So just reach the hand of that person you. Take the hand on each side. Just envision that somebody in this circle is standing there on each side of you. And close their hand in yours so tight that they really feel your energy. And bring that hand to your heart. The one on your left. Bring it to your heart right now. You're still holding that one of the one next to you. And let's start to send the love. Say to that person on your left, and say it with all that love that you're holding in your heart. I love you.
I love you.
And send that around the circle. And when you feel it coming back to you in that other hand, bring that one up to your heart as well. So you've got somebody on your left and somebody on your right that you sent love and you received love. And you received so much love right now. Ooh, that feels good, doesn't it? Feel into that moment. Feel into the hug of love right now. And then, here's the beautiful part that I love. We're going to just love everybody all at once. It's a love fest. So we do it on the count of 3. We're holding the whole group of people gathered here. Envision we're all holding each other in this circle. And at the count of 3, we're going to say, thank you. I love you. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. I love you. And we do love each and every one of you.
So much.
You're
Yes.
amazing. Amazing.
You.
And all that beautiful energy just came rushing right into all of us. Oh, thank you,
Yes.
Claire. I know that was your first time. It was Claire Louise's first. We call it the heart telephone.
Yes.
Our
Yes.
Dear Dream named it that, and we've adopted that for our technique of what we do here in the family.
Yep.
So I'm so glad you were here to experience it this morning, Claire, and I hope you'll come back every day and spend the morning with us.
Yes. I'm holding the dog because my husband's best friend's here and they're going fishing and she's going to jump off my lap soon and start to bark. So
yeah. Oh my
we
gosh.
love you so much.
Yes.
And thank you for
Thank you
starting
all
your
for
day
being
with us.
Yeah, and we had some more Periscope people that jumped in. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, thank you, Isabel. This is what is important. Religious separated people instead of unifying. This time is showing that that's not the way. This is the way to really feel into love. And that's what we do here. We feel into love. And it's an unconditional love. We bring anyone who wants to come into our circle. We bring you close to us and we hold you and we share with you our feelings of love. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
It's time to honor all paths.
It
all
really
paths
is.
lead to God.
It really is time.
Creator.
So thank you again for being here. We're here every morning at 7:30 Eastern time on the river for now. I don't know how much longer I'll be at the river, but we'll be at water no matter what we're doing.
Wherever we'll be going.
And so you have a 15-minute break, intermission time.
Intermission.
And then you can go be with Diane, our beautiful Diane.
Come to the playground. Go to Angelic River Family. And she's part of the Enlightened World Network as well.
Yes,
but you can always find her on Angelic River Family. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Keep that love in your heart. Keep that centering energy in your heart all day long. That was anchored in there. So if you start to feel a little wobbly, say, nope, I'm centered. I'm right here in my heart. Go back to your heart. I love you all. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.